going to call this a fun one.
Okay, I hope so.
Because it's a political battle.
Wow.
I'm calling it a fun one, okay? I promise there was
I do not feel confident in the way you see this, but hope so.
I hope so. Well, today, a day ago, 13 hours ago, in fact, so it's today.
Oh, yeah.
We had Eric Stanford and Priyanka Radhakrishnan. There we go. Priyanka Radhakrishnan and Eric Stanford on Hearld NOW with Ryan Bridges. And they were discussing the changes to the education system, which has been recently announced this week. A few bits dropped from the old education minister. I'm going to play a clip of her going through one of the announcements, where she admits that the voluntary bonding scheme that was announced very early in their term, I think. Basically, where in order to get the teacher numbers up, they were looking for people who were outside of the education or outside the qualification or teaching qualification system, perhaps like myself, for example. I have an education in arts and design, so I could go in and be an arts and design teacher. And she said that it failed, so they're pivoting and trying something new, which I'm kind of like, it's a bit of a win. Like, there's no point like harping on about it and being like, no, this is going to work, because otherwise you end up with what Nicola Willis is doing, where she's saying, this is going to work, I'm gonna fucking die on this hill. At least she said, didn't work, we're gonna take that funding, we're gonna try something new. I disappeared. Guys. What's going on?
Oh, God.
We slipped.
I don't know what happened. It's almost like you I think you might have dropped out weirdly, and it was like trying to, I don't know what that was, but that was weird. All right. Knock on wood.
Did you change the banner, or did I put the wrong banner up?
No, I changed the banner. I like changing it every now and then. Keep it, there's two banners.
Also, the email does still work.
Yeah.
It's not the correct email, but it does still work. I can't remember what the correct email is. Sorry. Mail at bhn.nz. Yeah.
bhn.nz,
yes. Yes. Yeah. Deep diving and multitasking don't work, is it? Because I fucking...
I think we found out why it just got weird. Your cat is obviously just pulling antics.
No. Okay. So... yeah, let's have a listen to Erica Stanford, who basically says my plan failed, but hey, we're trying something new, where we're basically going to incentivize teachers to go to rural schools by, wait for it, paying them more.
Whoa!
A monetary incentive to move their lives to rural New Zealand? What? Yeah, so let's see what she has to say. See what she has to say for herself, Erica.
Teachers.
Look, yeah, we know that we've done a huge amount of work to get teachers into training, record levels, and into the classroom, but it can be quite lumpy, especially for our small, rural and isolated schools. And our existing voluntary bonding schemes just haven't been working, and so we're announcing a new one today. I'm bringing you exclusively. Look, it's a $40,000 package. It's the biggest we've offered, ramping up, from year one from about $6,000 right up to $11,000 in the final year. We'll have 185 places a year. We're being a lot more flexible about it. Not only is it new teachers, but it could be highly experienced teachers too. So those small and rural schools who need access to an expert teacher can now use this scheme, and we're making it more flexible for them too. It doesn't have to be a full-time teacher, it could be a 0.3 of a teacher too. So the Rural Schools Association have been lobbying us for this, and we're delivering.
Do you know how many?
What do you think of that last sentence there, Magenta?
I mean, I know what she means by 0.3, but it sounds weird.
No, not that.
Not that bad.
Did you hear it? No.
We have a teacher too. So the Rural Schools Association have been lobbying us for this, and we're delivering.
Do you know how many schools will be?
Okay, yeah,
lobbying.
no. I heard that. But to be fair, I mean, are we surprised? We're questioning Māori wards, but we're not questioning fucking rural wards.
I mean, like, you know, the CTU is probably also lobbies the government to do certain things as well. But I do find it funny when they're just like blatantly like, oh yeah, we've been lobbied to do this. Like, okay, cool. If you
It's when it suits
how
them. They will always be honest about it when it suits them. When it's like, oh, you know, we're doing good.
I will be honest. Yeah.
Not yet. Nah.
Let's see what Priyanka says about this. Also talking a wee bit about the curriculum changes in that again, but it's stuff we've already heard before. So he throws it to Priyanka to have a to give her thoughts. She's no education minister spokesperson for Labour, but she's kind of been thrown into this. Give her thoughts on what she thinks on this idea. This new thing, this new policy that's just been announced. What are your thoughts on this thing that you've just heard?
Good idea.
Look, I mean, obviously I've just heard the announcement. We don't know how much it costs either. It sounds like a little bit, well, too little, too late, a little bit is what I think.
Because you really should have done it when you were in. That's true.
We did a fair bit with teachers, to be fair. But we've heard with the whole new qualification system, people don't know what that is. There's consultation on that. And now the new subjects. We know that teachers have been saying there aren't enough teachers. So, but, you know, anything, it's a step in the right direction, but I don't think it's enough.
Okay.
I was going to say something. Yeah, this is snarky little... But I mean, we see it from everyone.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, the passive aggression has of National is quite high.
Yes. Oh damn it! I was going to say something and I can't remember.
That happens.
Thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. There doesn't really seem to be a lot. Like, I mean, I think what Priyanka said is probably relatively fair. It does seem a bit little too late, but also, I mean, hey, as long as it helps, I'm happy. Especially if they're actually focusing in an area that is going to benefit people, because we've got to take whatever tiny little fucking win we can.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. The curriculum changes are out for consultation. They've given teachers 5 days on the very last week of term 3. So they're expected...
What the fuck?
I know. They're like, hey, term three's, you know, it's not anything important. It's not like the term before you pretty much have like 4 weeks before your exams type thing. It's not when you do mock exams. It's probably not the most like intense term. And I think every single teacher around the country will agree with me. Term 3 kind of sucks. Let's put this out for consultation. You've only got 5 days to do it, and it happens to be the very last week of the term. They couldn't even wait a week for the first week of the holidays. That whole week where they're just like, oh, you don't do jack shit in the first week or in your holidays. So yeah, I know exactly. Why didn't they just wait another 5 days or another week?
Well, we know why, because
5 days.
Because they're trying to make, there's things, they do this with so many consultations. Like, I remember when I was working in with Te Pukenga and a bunch of stuff back then, the amount of times we'd get given these massive documents that we're somehow supposed to read, synthesize, and then reply to, all within often like 5, maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. But that's usually on the quite big jobs as well, where, you know, it takes quite a bit of fucking time to sit there and actually digest everything. And it's all on purpose, because they want to make people not be able to have the time. Especially term 3, my God. I kind of forgot that. Makes sense, though. My birthday's always around term 3 holidays.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right on schedule.
Well, it's awkward with my birthday. It would always be either like the last week of term 3 or like in the holidays when everyone's just fucked off and gone away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the worst and best part, right? Because you're like, oh, it's the holidays. I don't have to go to school on my birthday. But then you're like, no one's here to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah, because they've all gone on holiday with their family or whatever, or they've gone to their nanas. Yeah.
Shipped away because their parents are like, fuck you, I'm out.
Well, yeah, and especially like, I think what made me kind of think is this, like, I feel like the teachers have enough going on at the moment. Like, I'm sure you've seen about like the PPTA recommending that they reject that pay thing. Yeah, like they've got so much mahi going on right now. And yeah, God, our teachers deserve better. So much better.
Yeah. So the second thing that he pops on here about in terms of education was the subjects that have been announced. I think you pulled up before, there was data science, there was AI studies, I think is one, politics is one, mechatronics is one. And then I think this is basically what they're asking teachers to submit on the next 5 days, what they think about it. But Priyanka gives another, no, I'm not cutting anything other than Brian basically saying, what do you think of all these subjects? And then Priyanka goes,
skipping over Ryan.
Again, a little too late. And then Erica again goes, sorry. I can't read what she says. You can find out for yourselves.
You thought shouldn't be on there?
It's more the delay in announcing what those subjects are is what we're hearing. So the minister's consulting on the qualifications framework. And as teachers say, they're being expected to talk about the way they assess something without knowing the details of what it is that's being assessed.
Should we talk about delays? Because hang on a minute, most of the subjects that we've... No.
We'll let Priyanka finish her point.
All right, sure.
I know there's also concern for disabled learners. The minister's own cabinet paper says that this will potentially lower attainment rates for neurodiverse communities, disabled learners.
A lot of the subjects we announced were previously announced by Chris Hipkins. So in 2021, Chris Hipkins announced a range of new subjects, of which hardly any they actually implemented. Te ao haka, but he also, for example, announced Pacific Studies and then did nothing about it. There was a whole range of topics and subjects that he announced and then did nothing about.
To be fair to him,
so we're doing
all you have done so far is announce a list, right?
But we're writing them right now. They'll be available early next year, term one.
Early next. So when will teachers see them?
Term one next year.
And when will they
the
start
senior
teaching
secondary.
them?
Not till 2028, so there's a very long lead-in. So in that time frame, we're putting together a crack team of implementation specialists. We'll be talking to teachers about what they need for really good implementation, lesson plans, PLD days, implementation packs. We're going to do a roadshow, jumbo days. It's going to be quite huge, but actually we're delivering a jumbo day. It's very exciting. It's basically where we do it by subject. So we'll say, right, Pacific Studies, for example, all the teachers who are going to be teaching Pacific Studies will get together and have that discussed with them and unpacked in a Pacific Studies jumbo day.
Well, it sounds like something I wouldn't want to go to, but I'm sure it's fun for teachers.
Whoa, man! What has Ryan got against Erica? Fucking hell!
I know. I'm like, geez, this is weird. It's usually he's the one finishing David Seymour's sentences.
Wow,
and,
I mean,
pretty happy to
she
see
is a
some
woman.
right-wingers on. Honestly, I kind of did cross my mind a little bit of like, I don't think he gives a shit because she's kind of a woman that'll push back.
Yeah, he usually fluffs whoever's on the coalition side. So that was weird. Like, fucking weird misogyny from Ryan, but also no surprises there. I'm sure he's a very nice guy.
Well, there is a point that I sort of skipped through before where I was talking about the numbers and she's like, oh, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. We've only just announced it. And he throws back at her like, well, you're the Minister for Education. You should know these numbers off the top of your head. Fair call. But it was like, what the calm down, Ryan. What is this? Like,
he was real fucking firing back the shots.
Yeah, I was like, is this him trying to be like unbiased or whatever? But like, no. Yeah.
I wonder,
Ryan's pushing back a little bit today. I don't know.
Maybe he just kind of got swept up and like she started the passive aggressive vibe, so maybe he was just getting the energy. But also 28.
Yeah.
Get
fucked. Well, in fairness, this is good, right? Well, kind of. I think about it, maybe not. It is fair that they're giving it a long. It's not really a tail; it's the opposite. Like they're giving it a long runway. So that you're not just being all like, oh, yeah, no, it'll be ready in term one next year and you're going to teach it. Like, that's good that they're not just being like, you're going to teach it next year. It's going to be offered. It's good that they're getting the consultation and things, but like if that's the case and it's not getting sort of implemented to 2028, why not just extend the consultation period to the end of the year? Like, that's what I don't understand. It's like, no, we've got to do all of this now, but also once we've got all of this stuff that has to get done, we're going to be good, and we're going to, like, you know, wait, and we're going to do all these resources because they take time, and oh, look, we're not even going to be there when it's getting implemented. So then we can go, we did stuff, blame Labour because they got rid of it when they were, like, it's that kind of shit. It leaves the door open for that, but...
Well, I mean, what really got me was when she's like, oh, but we're actually writing it at the moment. So what's the point in all of this big, like, obviously having a little bit of a corridor being like, hey, teachers, we're thinking about expanding this. We'd like to have your consultation. And, like, this is something that we're looking to work towards. But it almost feels like, you know, like when a game announces that the game is being made, but then the game does, like GTA 6, you know? Like, did you really need to announce it right now?
Get released.
That did get released.
Took a while.
Borderlands 4 came out today, and I'm really sad I can't play.
Yeah, we picked it up.
Oh, fuck you. Let me use your account.
Stream it.
No. Oh, you bitch. I'm so jealous. I've been playing Borderlands 3 so much recently. But anyway, sidetracking. Nice. It just feels a little bit like that. It just feels like they're kind of making a bigger announcement than maybe needs to be made. Like, cool, if you're actually going to, you know, because like I say, I do think there is a benefit to actually taking the time to make sure that things are quality and that they've, you know, run how we're going to actually phase things in and made a proper plan. But yeah, it just seems a bit weird to kind of act like, oh, well, we're doing so much more than Chris did. Because yeah, Chris Hipkins, was the Prime Minister for the tiny little end of Labour's run.
He was Education Minister at some point.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, it was his portfolio, but yeah.
Yeah. Just seems like she's kind of making a bigger deal about it than it needs to be. And yeah, it seems unfair to give teachers 5 days when the shit's coming out in 3 years. Supposedly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like it's this whole thing of like we're getting things done, we're getting them done fast. But at the same time, we're going to take our time and do it correctly. If that's the case, then why not give the sector more time to consult and get their head around it and actually come up with some reasons why, good or bad, you know, what changes you could make, as opposed to going, cool, you've had 5 days, you've had your say, okay, cool, we're going to continue on and we're going to do exactly what we're going to do regardless of the consultation.
Well, I don't even feel like it gives the teachers time to think about the whole thing. It's a lot to consider. And actually kind of, you know, get your thoughts kind of prioritized and, you know, maybe have discussions with other teachers so you guys can kind of really, digest it and kind of mull over it.
The other thing too is, so I've just pulled this up because I was like, okay, so what's the subject? Something that she noted when she announced the big curriculum NCEA changes was there were so many subjects. One of the things was like, oh, there are so many subjects that could be pushed into one, like social sciences, for example, was getting expanded far and beyond what it like reasonably should. But I can't even zoom in. Fuck you.
Right click and see if you can open image in another tab.
It's a good point. Thank you.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Yeah, using my diploma.
Looking at some of these, you know, they're not exactly. I'm actually, to be fair, the data science thing, that's the household statistician said that he agrees that statistics actually should be called data sciences because it is data science. It's much more appropriate than statistics. But here we've got earth and space science. Then you've got primary industry. You've got health and well-being services. Under technology, this has been expanded quite some. So you've got materials and processing technology, and that under that comes electronics and mechatronics, automotive engineering, building and construction, infrastructure engineering, mechanical engineering. You've got digital technologies, which is pretty much the same. Spatial and product design. Spatial and product design has been, it's I don't know why it's there 3 times. Then you've got, this has pretty much stayed the same with the added to our haka, which is cool. Good to see that. Good to see that's added. And then you got your social sciences,
It's
which
year levels. That's why it's different names each year.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost on that first.
Okay.
You've got business studies, economics, tourism, hospitality, geography, history, classical studies. Not a lot of that's changed. Religious studies, it hasn't changed. And you've got civics, politics, and philosophy. I know philosophy was in the curriculum, so now it's been connected into with civics and politics. Arguably, that kind of came under history for a lot of, kind of.
I feel like though psychology and philosophy, like philosophy was technically the beginning of psychology, so it does make sense to pair those two, in my opinion.
It's split. So civics, politics, and philosophy, and then psychology, it's its own thing.
Oh, like I mean them being in the same like purple category. It makes sense.
No, yeah. I mean as in like these as individual subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not a whole lot of changes there either. Civic languages. Didn't realize they were split. So I mean that's pretty cool. That's very
Okay,
cool.
yeah, and everything with the double star is what they're currently building and consulting on. From what it says at the bottom.
So, these are the ministry will commission industry skills boards to develop, and it represents a new subject. So, there's sociology, this one. So, we've got 3 in that category, which are new. These
the
ones are being
one-stars were
developed
different.
with. The 1-stars are represents a new subject. The
as a new one,
2s are the
okay.
ones that they're doing is like the
Right.
trades thing. That's where they're developing it alongside.
Okay, that makes sense.
The sectors. So there's a few. So those ones are those already were part of the curriculum, but they're also getting redeveloped to be part of the trades side of things. Further mathematics, applied mathematics, those are new. These, so yeah, I've thought so. Electronics, mechatronics, all of these ones are part of that trades program. And then music technology. Music technology is quite interesting as well that it's been added. But like, it seems odd because when she announced the NCEA changes, one of the things that she noted is there was a big bloat in the system. But it seems to me that they've bloated the system even more. Have they not?
Well, I was just reading this comment being like, might be showing my age, but how the fuck are schools supposed to support all these subjects? And I do think that there is definitely an element of that. Obviously, not all of those subjects would be given to every single child because a lot of the time, you get to year, 10 and 11 and they start letting you pick some of your different subjects and, So they're obviously not going to be giving every student like they'll probably give them tasters like they used to do when I was an intermediate in high school, I'm assuming, where you kind of get to try a little bit of all the different classes and then pick which one you wanted. But I don't know how well they're going to be supporting all of that, given how terribly they're treating our teachers.
Yeah, exactly. So the way that it works is that schools will offer certain subjects based on the teaching staff, essentially. So for example, if you have a teacher who is hired and to do maybe one of the core subjects that they already teach at the school, like mathematics, for example, then they might look at your other qualifications and go, where's your allocation, where's the need, and also what can you add on to the school. So I think an example I can think of is someone had, it was like Mandarin, I think it was. So they were able to add that to the curriculum that the school could offer. In the coming year. So it really is based on the teachers that you have working at the school for what you can offer. And if they've already got an established curriculum in the school, then they lose the teacher that can teach that, then they'll just hire someone to fill their role. Otherwise, they'll have to cut that subject because they've got no one to teach it. So,
well, yeah, I remember even in intermediate, like, there were some teachers who were teaching languages they actually knew, and then you could tell the teachers who were just kind of going through what they've been given, and they're kind of both learning at the same time. Don't know if they still do that now.
Sorry, I was reading a comment. Yes. This also, if you're an English major, like if you go through the secondary school system, if you go through the university system and then teach and then do the post-diploma and then teaching. If you have like an English degree, your like subjects that you can teach is like all it's like all of the English subjects and all of the social science subjects. If you have a degree in art, I'm pretty sure you could teach like all of these, which is weird. Like, okay, maybe not all of them, but a good number of these you can teach. Like classical studies and your religious studies and all that sort of stuff. You can teach that.
Yeah, I'm like, so I guess if I went and got my postgrad diploma in teaching, I could be a psychology teacher. That's fucking terrifying. I don't like that.
You could.
To be fair,
and
I
I'm sure
was
there's
actually
other
going
things
to
you could
get.
teach as well.
I wanted to go get a postgrad diploma in teaching, and then I saw how they treat our teachers, and I went, you know what? No, thank you. I'm good.